Okay, we started the recording. We're going to talk about assemblage points. So, has anybody in this call besides myself worked with people with assemblage points?
Yeah, I've been doing it for years.
Okay, there you go. You've been doing it for 70, 80 years or so then, Bubba?
I've been doing it for. I heard it in. I got a DVD from someone, and it was one of the old timers, and there was Walt Woods
Yeah.
and oh, I can't think of his name, out of Arkansas, and
Okay,
Joe
yeah,
Smith,
Harold McCoy.
McCoy, and Joe Smith were all sitting around like a round table, playing with things,
Oh, good. That sounds exciting.
and that's the first time I heard it.
Mm-hmm.
And the way I heard it was, please put their assemblage point in its right and proper place, at its right and proper angle, for optimum expression of health and energy. And get out of the way, because it's going to right itself. But understand, and this is what they said, understand from your emotional perspective or from a physical perspective, anything you find traumatic, bumping your toe, or a meltdown from burning the cookies or something, it throws your assemblage point out of kilter again.
Okay, so if I'm walking along and run into a door on my blind side, jerks my body, it could knock my assemblage point a little bit off.
Yes. And once it gets knocked off, it's easier, you keep doing it, stupid stuff. We all do it. And you'll knock it off again. And they suggested, and this was, I don't know how long ago I saw this. It's been years. They said at least once a week, write your assemblage point. Do it before you go to bed.
Maybe we should do it every day. Just check it. Yeah.
I don't know. They said at least once a week. I don't know why it would need to be done every day.
Yeah. I got a couple books from that John Whale. Oh my goodness. They use crystals, quartz crystals, about a foot long and about 4 or 5 inches in diameter. Great big huge things. It look like it just weigh you down to adjust them, But I just do it with the palms of my hands now. And I haven't heard this, so I'm going to have to listen to that or write it down or something, what you said. But yeah. And I was at...
that's all I've ever done, but it's like they said, if you get their assemblage point right, that means their connection to the energy is right, and it corrects the energy of non-flowing energy in your body.
Connects the energy to the non-flowing energy in the body.
Yes, once you get your assemblage point in its right and proper place, at its right and proper angle, the electrical system in your body gets its optimum connection again. And everyone's angle and degree of pitch is different. But it starts, that way they explained it, it was behind your umbilical cord in the womb, and then before you're 2, it gets up just porting at about a 40-degree angle through your heart, front to back. And that is your connection to your energy source, to your information field, to your show your heart's working.
Would that be about the level of your thymus? Because some people feel that your energy comes into your thymus first.
Everyone's different. Everyone's different. We're all individual beings.
Yeah.
So, I just from what I heard from that, I never followed in any depth because it's always worked. That simple, that easy, it's always worked. And if you'll do that before you assist someone with healing, it will always take effect.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned once too. You thought that people could have parts of the assemblage point off, and you bring them back into part of it.
Well, I've never seen the assemblage point get off. I've seen different fragmented souls.
Uh-huh.
The fragmented souls is another one because every interaction you leave a piece of you.
Yeah, bring back. Yep. And then that one gal on dowsing list, she mentioned that sometimes other people's something or other gets into your assemblage point and she sends it back, and then the people's assemblage points stay better.
Well, like I said, I don't have a clue.
Yeah,
all
I
I've
thought
done,
that was interesting.
all I've done is done exactly what the 3 old timers that were pretty good at what they did.
Yeah.
And I've used it word for word, and every time I've seen a visible change in the person.
Ah.
Every time.
Well, I got. If somebody's trying to say something, we can't hear you. If you are, maybe you're hollering at your dog outside or something. Anyway, I got to tell you a story. I went out to an advanced healing course in Colorado where you had to be invited to get there. And he doesn't advertise or anything. So, I mean, it was quite some stuff that they shared. But anyway, there was a guy there and his girlfriend, and the girlfriend's mother. The girlfriend was sitting there with her shoulders all pinched in forward and all bent over and her head down. And she didn't want to be there and said she didn't like being around people. It was just really scary for her to be there. So one of the breaks, and he had some energy tools. Oh, they're ancient Egyptian ones that the guy sold to put on the deal. So I had to get him. I told the boy, I said, I can, they're in their 20s, the guy and his girlfriend. And I told him, I said, I can either do it or I can teach you how to do it. So if it gets off, you can do it again. Oh, sure, you teach me how. So I had to take those tools and get connected with her assemblage point. And man, hers was way off to one side in the front and way down, almost to her waist, her belly button. And the other back end was way high on the opposite side. And he'd pull and that, and sometimes it kind of slip off, and he'd have to go back and catch it and bring it. It was really hard to get up there. He had to bring it up there and hold it for a while, and then let it loose and kind of go back a little bit and catch it and bring it back. That gal changed her completely. She said she couldn't believe it. After that, she could stand up with her head up, put her shoulders back, open up her heart space, and she was happy. It was just beyond comprehension.
Well, that's kind of what I'm saying. When these 3 old timers are sitting around a table talking about the most effective tools they had, and this was filmed in the 70s, I'm sure, and that was mentioned. It wasn't very long, but that was one of the most effective tools they had.
Wow, I'd like to have that DVD. Yeah.
I'll see if that lady will still, if she still has it. She gave a bunch of stuff away.
Yeah, she's still got it. I'd buy it or buy a copy from it, that's for sure.
She's got a bunch of the old timers on DVD and VHS tapes.
Oh boy, I'd just love to have them. I could watch it for hours. You learn something.
Oh, I watched them for weeks.
Yeah.
I watched every one she had 2 or 3 times.
Yeah.
Until I had it down to like they were doing it, the exact words, and every time it was simple, very simple.
Yep. The simpler we can keep it, the better, I think.
Yeah. But they said that the biggest thing is you got to ask somebody if they're truly willing to accept the healing energy.
Yeah, what you
because
said.
if they're not truly willing to accept it, they're not truly willing to receive it, it'll sit in a circle around them, waiting on them until they decide to.
Yeah. Well, what did you say one time, Joe Smith's videos? He said somebody, you want to be healed, truth, and then let his pendulum answer that?
Yep.
Yeah.
That was him and March's favorite. Do you truly want to be healed?
Yeah.
And if the pendulum went side to side, or the bobber or the pendulum, he would ask them why would they would not receive that. And most people are not willing to receive. It's better to give than receive.
Well, some people are afraid to receive because they're afraid of the unknown.
Well, same
Yeah.
thing. Choice.
Yeah.
But that's all I know about the assemblage point. But I know it's one of the most effective things I've ever used.
Well, I saw it on a video on the internet a few years ago, and there was this John Whale wrote a couple books about it. I got the 2 books. And man, those guys worked for like a year or so to keep somebody's assemblage point on.
Well,
That's a lot, man.
Yeah, they have people come back every week to their clinic so they can adjust their assemblage point, and they say it takes about a year to keep it on.
well, according to these old timers, all you got to do is ask.
Yeah. Well, first you got to connect to your, what I call etheric spiritual dowsing team, then ask.
Well, when I walk into that energy, it don't make no never mind.
Yeah.
It's there. If you're willing to receive it, it's there.
Yep.
There's no ifs, ands, or buts. You're either willing to receive it or you're not.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when people are willing to receive, they really get a super healing, whether they understand anything or not.
Yeah.
Just amazing.
Yeah, it's funny to watch people when you see them and they've got their little normal everyday aches and pains, and I walk up and ask them. I said, "Can I give you a little love?" And they're all about it. And you just touch them and breathe and just hold the energy there for a bit, and they're just amazed at how well they receive that.
Yeah.
It's kind of fun, actually.
Yeah. It's a lot of fun.
Their eyes get real big. That's coming from you. And I said, "No, ma'am, it's just coming through me."
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a place I know how to get.
Yep. Yeah, I know where.
I like spending my time there.
Yeah. Yeah, that's for sure. Great place to spend your time.
Well, I figured out a long time ago, listen to these old timers, and I've learned a lot from old timers. A lot.
Well, they're the ones to learn from.
And it's amazing at how this information comes back to you when you're ready to hear it.
Yeah, or when you need it, you know.
Well, it's when it's required to be there.
Yeah, like some people ask me, what protocol do you use when you do this and when you do that? And I tell them I don't have one because I get told what to do as we go, you know.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, and I ask for the...
Most of the time, they just tell me to sit down and shut up, dumbass.
But you gotta be there to ask, you know. Yeah. Because if you don't ask, you ain't gonna get it. Yeah.
They keep telling me, keep it simple, keep it simple, keep it simple, keep it simple.
Yeah. Keep
Simple works best. Don't tie our hands. That's what they tell me.
Uh-huh. Keep it simple, sweetie.
Yep. Well, that's not the word they call me, but, you know, we'll play in your world. I like the sound of that better.
I don't hear it a lot.
Yeah. And
but that's an effective tool.
Yeah.
Because literally, if you're sitting there watching the person and you can visually see change, and you bring in fragmented soul ties with that, and you will knock them out for a while. They'll be lethargic for at least 12 hours.
Now, explain what you mean by bringing in fragmented soul ties in your way of doing it.
Every interaction you have with another human, animal, bird, whatever, you send a signal with it. You send a piece of you with it, just like it gives you a piece. We're all interacting all the time. And you leave pieces of you with them everywhere, henceforth the spider web.
Mm-hmm.
And when you bring your fragmented soul ties back, pieces of you left and didn't realize you left come back to roost, and it gives you a better connection.
You got to run that by me one more time at least. What did you say about the fragmented soul ties when you do what with them?
When you bring them home to roost.
Oh, bring them home to roost. Okay, now I understand. I just didn't hear what you said. Oh, yeah, bring the fragmented soul pieces back.
Yes.
Yeah, just say the same thing in different words.
Those three things are very effective.
Yeah.
And from what I can tell, 72 hours.
Yeah.
Before it's totally integrated. But just any minor, I mean, if you react to a television program emotionally, it'll throw your assemblage point off. It's that easy to knock off kilter.
I can understand that. And I've got sensitive enough that I can feel energies. Well, I can feel the energy if somebody gets hit or hurt. And TV shows, I don't watch TV, hardly none, because I don't have one. But I don't have any emotional ties. It doesn't affect me emotionally now anymore.
Yes.
When these people have, when they do their fighting and stuff. Because it just, that's just all fake. That's what my thoughts are, or my mind says, or however you want to put it.
Mm-hmm. I'm just saying.
But, it's real. But they say you can't tell the difference. I might not be as good as I thought, but it's just the way it seems to me.
Well, I figured them old timers sitting around shooting the bull, talking about their most effective tools, that was something pretty good to hold on to.
Oh boy, you better listen big time, several times, to get it down in your brain really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because those guys did some amazing stuff.
Well, I've got a notebook full of notes that I took for me. That is just because I knew I was going to get to watch these things and get to experience these things, but I had to return them. So the things that struck me, I wrote down in a notebook.
Boy. You could almost sell that notebook. People could read your handwriting.
That'd be the biggest thing, because I go back and look at it and I have to step back into remembering to remember it because I wrote it in such a hurry.
Yeah, I can understand that.
Bubba, you said, I'm sorry.
Just go ahead.
You said that the assemblage point affects the non-energy in your body?
The electrical energy in your body.
It affects the electrical energy in your body. Okay.
And what Ed Edwards is doing.
Yep. See, like Ed Edwards is affecting the electrical energy in your body by kind of shocking it.
Well, he's not either. He's literally writing your assemblage point. If you could see that, I get to see it when he does that with people in the room. His energy directs in such a way that it writes your assemblage point.
Wow.
And his energy, the way he's broadcasting it, pulses it to make it stay longer. basically giving you your connection back. That's why you see such miraculous healings after he leaves.
Well, maybe we can all do that.
We can. Me and you have played with it. I've stopped you in your tracks before.
Yeah, I got your attention twice or once.
Once or twice, yes, sir. We can all do it. It's just a matter of playing with it. I mean, it's like me going sitting on the strip when I'm here and throwing energy balls and getting fellers slapped.
Yeah.
It's the same thing.
Yep.
It's just a matter of playing with it, practicing it. Don't expect it to jump overnight, but in this energy that we've been under, I wouldn't doubt it.
Yeah.
And it's literally a matter of, he had some YouTube videos of how he would start his ball around his head, spinning the energy around his head, and he'd shoot it out in pulses. And when he first started doing it, he did it with the assistance of his body. He would push it forward.
Yeah. I know I can move people. Of course, I can move people with energy before I hit Ed, but I know his way really works good. Yeah.
Well, that's what I say. He's got his way. You'll develop your way. I developed my way. And the more you play with it, that's how you develop your way.
Yep. But he also, yeah, he's, oh boy, how do I say this? He's worked his, and you can teach somebody in a short time.
Yes.
The basics of it. You got to practice a lot to get better, because if you quit practicing, you start losing. I know that.
If you don't lose it, you lose it.
Yeah.
But if you'll learn to step back into remembering, you can always step back into that knowledge and use it immediately.
Yeah.
Literally.
I do that a lot. If I'm really tired and having a hard time walking, step back, or I won't step back, I'll just think back to where when I was with some trees and they were sending me a whole pile of energy.
Yep.
And then I do like what Ed Edwards does, and that just pushes me, and I can barely keep up with myself then.
Yeah.
You know, you just fly down. Yeah.
Fly up the hill.
Yeah, fly up the hill. Yep. Yeah,
I understand.
that was one of the most amazing things that happened. I haven't shared that with anybody here except I think maybe you, Bubba. But one time, my wife and I were out to a park. They had hiking trails. My wife said, "Let's go hiking." I said, I'm so tired I can't hardly move. I said, "There's no way I can hike." Well, she said, "We'll just walk as far until you get tired, and then we'll come back." I said, "Oh, okay." You know, how men can be. And so we took off and we started going, and something got me to thinking I should connect with the trees, because I've connected with the trees before. And I started connecting with these trees, and then I started sending that energy like Ed does. And I sent it to him, with his way. And gosh, it's just, I really started connecting with him and feeling a little better. And then I connected with him and got him to pull me up the hill. And you can connect your energy to the trees, and they'll pull you up a hill. And they got to pulling me so fast that up steep hills in a park, I just had to quick move my feet just to keep my balance. And by the time we got done walking, or before probably, I was just feeling great. Got done. Yeah, my wife didn't hardly know what to think. I was feeling so good.
Well, the Hopi medicine people taught me about the healing properties of trees.
Yeah.
Commune with a tree 2 minutes a day, and just keep your heart on that tree 2 minutes a day, and watch your life change. You don't have to understand what the tree is doing for you, but it's doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, and then one of Weed's book, Joseph J. Weed, he mentions that if you go out there and connect with a tree every day, I think he said it was 6 or 7 or 8 months, you'd have a whole new body.
Yep, pretty much.
Yeah.
My neighbor's 77, and he had a stroke, massive stroke with paralyzation. 3 weeks later, they told him he had lung cancer, stage 4. I got him to hugging a tree, and 6 months later, he had no lung cancer, no signs of a stroke, and his hair's turning red. That's all he did.
Just going out there and hugging the tree and giving it appreciation.
Mm-hmm. And he knows that tree saved his life.
Yeah.
Now he's full of piss and vinegar. He's all over the place, but he's hugging that tree more than once a day.
Yeah. Well, I was on an email list, and we were talking about trees and their power for healing. And there was a guy from Russia that was on that email list, and he told me the different breeds of trees that Russians use. You know, they'll say, well, one breed is for this and one breed is for that. But yeah, he mentioned where somebody came from the clinic or hospital or whatever it was, and they told him there's no chance of him living. And they got him to go up against the trees, and they healed him.
Well, it don't make no difference what tree it is or how big it is. Once it breaks out of the earth, it's connected to every other tree on the planet.
Yeah.
It's probably connected before then, but, you know, I'm just saying from my perspective.
Yeah.
And I know what it's done for me. So I'll keep hugging my trees.
Oh, yeah. My wife and I went out to Sedona to their, what do you call it out there? What do they have out in Sedona that's supposed to be so great?
The energy vortexes.
Vortexes, yeah. I got just as stronger vortexes right here in Minnesota within a half-hour drive of some of these woods.
Yes.
Than they got out there.
Yes. But they're all over the country.
Yep.
Sedona just got marketed real well.
Yes. It's a marketing thing, that's for sure.
Yeah. I mean, I've got 3 on the place I live.
Yep. And we can make more if we want to.
That's pretty easy.
Yep.
Find 2 underground currents crossing each other and start right there.
200 what?
Underground water currents.
Oh, underground water currents. Okay.
Yeah. Find a cross. That's your center point. Put a white crystalline stone at that center point. That draws the concentration of the energy upwards.
Hmm. A white crystalline stone, you said?
Yeah.
Hmm. So what's a crystalline stone? That's first I heard that term.
Granite's a crystalline stone. It has crystal in it. Something with crystals in it. Preferably a white one.
Hmm. Just put that in there and the energy will start rocking and rolling, huh?
It'll start coming up in a more concentrated manner. The crystal talks to the electricity it's building and it starts coming up. Then you get 4 different colored stones and you go to the directions of the magnetic directions and you ask them for assistance to concentrate it. And you place a different colored stone to the compass point that you're directed to with your dowsing instrument. And you do them 9 feet from the center stone.
9 feet, huh?
9 feet.
So why do you think it's 9 feet?
That's what I was given. It's maybe different for something else, somebody else. On the points that I have done, 9 feet.
Mm-hmm.
And I just asked as I was going. My buddy's got one that's smaller than mine.
Uh-huh.
I got another buddy that's got one that's larger than mine. It depends on the energy coming through.
Yeah, it could depend on how far down the water currents are, too.
I don't know. I didn't
Yes.
ask. I didn't ask. I didn't
Yep.
need to know that. I just knew that I had to build this concentrator and direct it in the direction it was supposed to go, and that's all I needed to know, and that's what I did.
Uh-huh.
I didn't need to know why, how come, none of that stuff. Just do this, and it'll be great for the earth. Okay, I'm all about it.
Yep.
Plant a tree here. Okay, what if the tree don't want to be there? Find a tree and plant it there. It'll want to be there. You just turn it the way it wants to be. Okay,
Yep.
I'll do that.
Turn it in the direction it wants to be.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got to douse to find the direction the tree wants to be.
Well, you've been doing it so long, they just tell you.
Yep. I remember when I was a kid, my grandfather said, when you dig up a tree and replant it, you always want to mark the north. So you plant it back so that's to the north, and the trees will do better. We never
Well, that's
told me
because
why.
the front door of a tree is on the northwest side, and you can talk to ancestors through that tree from the northwest side. That's the front door of the tree.
Uh-huh.
If you put your heart on the northwest side of the tree, it will promote even greater healing in you.
If you do what now? Run that by me again.
If you put your heart on the northwest side of a tree, that is the tree's front door.
Okay.
And your direct connection with the tree's front door is much better.
Mm. Yeah.
But that's just what the Indians taught.
That's what the Indians taught.
Yeah.
And you think the Indians might know something about nature?
Well, this 89-year-old medicine man was running me up and down them hills, and I was in my 30s, and he pretty much left me in the dust.
Well, that was good for you.
Well, that's what he said too.
You're pretty fortunate to have that. And we appreciate you sharing with us.
Well, I've learned a lot. There's no sense in this information except not used.
Yep, that's one reason we got these calls, so that the information can get spread and used.
Just keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
That's all. Every shaman I've studied, every medicine man, every dowser, keep it simple.
Yep.
And there's some of them out there say, well, you got to be more specific. You got to be more than this. According to Harold McCoy, if you can see it happening, it will happen if they're willing to receive it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
you and I both can see. You and I both can see the energy when it envelops them. We can both feel it. So all they got to do is be willing to receive, because we're just the conduits of this energy.
Yep. And we get it rocking and rolling to them, and it just seems like not a thing in the world that can stop it. It just happens.
Yeah, they can make a choice, whether they're willing to receive it or not.
Yeah.
That's the choice.
But if they're willing to receive, or when they were willing to receive, the energy will flow, and there's nothing that can stop it if they're willing to receive.
Yep.
You know, only maybe fear or something that causes them to change their mind and not be willing to.
Belief. What they believe. Who are they willing to give their power to? You're attempting to get them to claim their power back. 85% of the population doesn't want their power back. They want to blame.
Well, they're afraid of it.
Well, they're afraid of change. They're afraid of being healthy. They're afraid of their story changing. Every shaman I ever studied under, change your story, change your life. Change the words coming out of your mouth, it will change your life. You're talking to the water in your body. Whatever you speak, you're talking to the water in your body. You're also talking to the subconscious.
So change your story, change your life.
Exactly.
Yeah.
They keep telling me, compliment more than you complain. And if there's a complaint coming from you, you haven't found gratitude. But that's my team dealing with me.
Well, they got quite a job, don't they?
Yes, sir, they do.
Yeah.
And me, I'll tell you this, from my misdirected education of my youth, yeah, once I started listening, life got a whole lot easier.
Yep, sure does.
But that's all I know. I just know I'm living the dream that I created.
Yeah.
And it is ever changing. And they say it's all of it. The healing, the everything is changing one thought.
Yeah. Changing one thought and then change another and another. Yep.
According to Wilhelm Wright, you change one on a conscious level, you change 13,000 on an unconscious level.
13,000. That's bigger than I can count in a long time. Yeah.
I ain't got that many fingers.
I don't either.
But that's just information. It's just information.
Yeah, we got to use it.
If you use it, it becomes a tool.
Yeah.
And you have a bunch of tools, everybody does. If you get stumped, step back and remember.
Mm-hmm. Boy, that really works.
I'm glad they shared that with us.
Yeah.
Don.
Me too. Oh, man. Yeah, like that one gal was visiting, and she was about crying about this and that, and the other thing. Well, I says, if you ever ask if it's yours, and she looked at me like puzzled. I says, not every thought's yours, you know. Might not be your thought. And she looked at me really funny. Well, I says, you can douse. I says, douse to see if it's yours. And she doused, no. I said, well, send it back where it came from. And she sent it back where it came from. All I did was instruct her. She did everything herself. And boom, just like a snap of the finger, she felt better.
Well, see, I got one better than that.
Oh, good.
Now, I ask Sarah to take it back to whence it came and hand deliver it. That's a little mean, but, you know, I figure that's a pretty good thing to send around.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Sarah can get somebody's attention, that's for sure.
That's a fact.
At least get mine.
She got mine the day she went through me.
Oh, yeah.
Who is Sarah?
Sarah was a caregiver horse that was in our charge. Sarah passed, and she went through me when she left her body. She gave me gratitude like I didn't understand before, and the gift of allowance and receiving. And she so kindly, because Don was so concerned, because he loves horses also, she kindly gave all of that to him also. And we get to share it with several, have we not, Mr. Don?
Oh, yeah. There's lots of people.
Knowing also.
No, I had the knowing before. I've been playing with knowing for a lot of years. And I can tell you this, I know that I know that I know that I don't know, and I don't need to know, because I can step into this energy at will, by choice, at any moment.
Yep.
With it comes great responsibility for every thought that I have and every word that I speak, because I create quickly.
Yeah, all of us create more than we comprehend we do. Boy, that must have been pretty profound.
I'm no
Oh,
one's. I ask for these things. And I was willing to follow the promptings to get the information, receive the information, and how to access the information. Because it's all just information. And understand, everyone has a different perspective. And what you must learn is to look at everything out of your non-perspective. See it from somewhere else. Don't take anything personal, because it ain't. It's life. You're here to create a better paradigm for everyone, just by being you. The truest you know how to be. And in that is your greatest potency for anything. We all chose to be the gifts of this knowledge and this wisdom. We chose this before we agreed to come here. It's now time to remember what you chose to do, what you chose to be. And with this energy, this helping hands of energy, you are now able to be more than you ever thought you could be.
yeah, that's for sure. Some people say that you're limited by your imagination. I say that I do things that are so far beyond my imagination that I don't think that's a true statement. I think there's no limits.
Well,
Because
we
if I had,
choose to correct that. We choose to correct that. You can think of many things to do, but the greatest choice you make is to step out of your own way and let the intelligence that you step into do what it does.
mm-hmm.
Then you're just the conduit that you're supposed to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, bring that energy through and out. Yeah. Whatever it is.
It is creation. It is creation energy. It is chaos. It is calm. It is the storm. It is the calm after the storm. It is all that is, and you facilitate all that is from your heart with true love. And the greater your love, the greater your capacity to assist.
So we fill our heart space every day with love and increase it. We're going to have more ability to heal.
In expansion, expand your heart. Allow it to go to what you call your parameters, make them greater. Ask for greater capacity of projection of your heart space. Focus on your heart and think, I want my heart to be 1 mile. Let everyone in 1 mile feel what I feel. Feel this love that I possess. And there, that is when you're at your greatest. You're creating the energy vortex for healing at all times. By choice. Just be the conduit. Feel it going through. Because what you project, you also receive. Feel this, they say. This is your point of remembering. Step back into this anytime.
Yeah, that stepping back into remembering really works. Or if you go into a place and it doesn't feel right, just step back a little bit.
Thank you for letting us share. Thank you for letting us share.
Can you hear me, Bubba?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes.
okay. Yeah, I got knocked off for a little while and then came back on. I didn't know if anybody could hear me.
There are questions.
Who's got a question?
I do.
Well, ask away.
When you look at an assemblage point, what actually do you see?
Digital light.
Just a beam and not a spread.
A digital beam of light.
Say that one more time. Digital?
Beam of light.
Okay, sometimes the voice on here sounds like it's underwater a little bit. Okay.
It is almost invisible, but it's there. And when you make the connection and a connection in the right point, it starts pulsing. You will see the energy move upwards and downwards.
You want to see the energy move upwards and downwards, you said? Or did we lose you now? We might have lost Bubba. Is anybody there yet? Can anybody hear me?
Circuitry.
Well, I'm glad you keep on talking, Bubba, because my computer keeps knocking me off Zoom and then bringing me back on.
It is the energy coming through.
Oh.
You will hear in the recording frequencies. They will be lower vibrating, but strong.
Who else has got a question? Somebody's got a question out there. You got a question, Janice?
I'm trying to think of one.
Your Bovich scale is of no means for you. You vibrate at the vibration that you choose to vibrate at any given moment in deep breath. Breathe this and feel this. It is holy energy. It is firing your neuroreceptors to like you are dousing. The currents running through your body you can feel all the way into your little toes.
Ooh, yeah.
This is your energy source of beingness.
Source of being. Yes. Energy.
From this place, ask your questions.
Beingness. Beingness.
Thank you for allowing us to share. The frequencies you hear when you play the playback will assist you in your self-proclaimed hearing problem. Please allow them to assist you, Mr. Prohasta. As sharing, change the words coming from you, and it will change the surrounding things you see. Thank you for allowing us to share. Well, that was interesting.
Yeah. Very interesting.
Could you look and see if I have a top to my head anymore?
I don't know. I'm buzzing so hard that I don't know if I can do anything right now. Oh, I was rocking back and forth in my chair. Everything else. Yeah.
That's some pretty stout juice.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm glad I get to play with that stuff.
Hmm. And just before you stopped, my body shook. And it was rocking back and forth all the time you were yapping away. Oh,
I
rocking
don't
back
do
and
nothing to
forth.
get out of the way, dude.
Yeah.
I just get out of the way.
Hmm.
I just breathe and I get out of the way.
Yeah.
I do.
Oh.
The simple little thing they taught me. Focus your attention right now on your heart. Can you feel your heartbeat?
Feel what?
Your heart.
Hmm.
Your head be loose and it will show you your heartbeat. Breathe. Now expand it. Feels pretty good, don't it? Feels so weak. Nothing can bother you when you do this. This is you projecting. Somebody's juicing me up. Now I got this rocking thing going on, Don.
Yeah. Well, I just got back on. I got knocked off again for a while. Hope it records. The first time I ever been knocked off. Got knocked off several times tonight. Yeah, you get that rocking deal. You're just rocking back and forth. The energy's going so strong. Yeah. Oh.
Do you have anyone, some particular place you would like to direct this energy?
I'd like to direct it to my being able to speak Czech language. To be able to understand it and speak it. Huh?
Are you willing to receive that?
I want to get my pendulum out, make sure. Am I willing to receive this? Yep, I got a big yes. Is there any reason why I shouldn't receive it? No. Yes, receive it. Let it flow into me.
Can you do two?
Let's do another.
I have a tight neck on the left-hand side.
Oh.
Place your finger, your right middle finger, 2 inches below your thymus. Place your left index finger on your right elbow. Breathe. How does it feel now?
Oh.
little better.
You had an energy block. That had nothing to do with your neck.
Hmm.
I could turn my head all the way to the left.
You did it. You completed the circuit. You just couldn't see where you needed to complete the circuit.
Believe me, I tried everything. Homeopathic, stretching, meditation, dowsing every day.
Oh, yeah, that was a good one.
Now, find your center. Find your center. And project that beam through your crown.
What do you mean by that? I don't understand.
Send a ball of light from the center of your chest through the top of your head.
Okay.
Now take that ball that's sitting on top of your head and direct it around the top of your head. Make it go in a clockwise fashion. Feel it swirl. It's moving your head, it's swirling. Now expand it to past your shoulders. Now send that ring of light right over your body to the earth. We just completed the flower for the earth. Projecting that ball of light through your crown and swirling it around your head is the same principle of energy that Ed Edwards uses. And you have just experienced it. But in doing so, you broaden your connection to the earth so that you may call on the energies of the crystalline grid to assist you in creating larger energy balls. That's how I learned to play with it. According to Thoth, the Atlantean, first human hybrid, if you pulse it 3 times with large pulses, then draw it back and pulse it times with short pulses. You can knock people to the ground. And from my experience, you can.
What do you mean by pulse?
Thoth was the wisdom keeper of the Atlanteans. He was the first successful human hybrid.
So when you say you should pulse, you mean that whole pulse, bringing energy from the ground up through your crown, holding it there and spinning it, and then having it come over your body?
Yeah.
Do that in 3, like a deep draft, doing it and having it come down, and then do that 3 times, and do it 3 times real fast?
Yes.
Okay.
But every time you do, you make the donut around you bigger.
I don't know how big they can handle them. Every time it goes on place, there's a bunch of dowsers, and they start checking the aura with L rods, and they'll be a long ways from me. So, well, you're pushing it out. I said, nope, that's just the way it is. You know. Of course, I live out in the country.
Exactly. The more you do it, the larger the space of energy you carry, the greater your capacity for energy transference. You can only be the conduit for what you can carry. You're a high vibrating being. You can carry a lot of vibration. You can carry a lot of energy. You carry a lot of space. You play in your heart space more than you're out of your heart space. You don't play in your mind very often. But all I can do is teach you what I have been taught, and I am connected to an energy source that's phenomenal. And some days they choose to channel through me, and some days they don't. And I'm very thankful that I'm able to assist. But truly, the more you become the conduit of this energy, the more you learn to get out of your own way, the more potent everything you do. Don't humanize this energy. Just be it.
This is Maria.
Yes, ma'am.
So when I was doing that exercise with the ball of energy and spinning it around my crown clockwise, my body physically was doing that. And even after we completed for a few minutes.
Yes.
Is that to be avoided or toned down, or just let it be?
Just let it do what it's going to do. It's raising your vibration. It's giving you a greater connection to you.
It reminded me of when I meditate. Oftentimes when I meditate, I either start to rock forward and backwards, or sometimes do an infinity sort of shape side to side, or this kind of thing. So is it all related?
It's all related. In some form or fashion, it's all related. Do I understand all of it? No, if I could understand all of it, I think my body would explode. I just get in this information field, and I ask to be in it. Don was a witness to me asking to be in this information field. And It just showed up because I asked for it. And then I took the necessary steps that was presented for me to get to where I am now. But I can tell you this, in the last 3 to 5 years, it's escalated tremendously.
Oh boy, that's for sure.
And I'm no different than anyone else, except I choose to be what I am. I choose to commune with my body because I know I am not it. I know that I can leave my body sitting in a chair and go anywhere. And experience it just like I was in my body. These are all things I asked for and took the necessary promptings for the information. The more I ask, the more I receive, the more I get to share. The more questions are presented when I'm in this energy, the better. Because it's phenomenal. And me and Don have found some crazy ideas around in the mornings, and wild animals show up. Like, yeah, this is a sign, dude.
Wow.
Kind of like the morning when the hawk, the owl, and the raven were sitting on the fence and there wasn't a foot between them. Something was right. They're natural enemies.
The love was flowing.
Well, I just, you know, kind of like me and you sitting in a chair in different parts of the United States with a bobber in your hand in a state of meditation and following the bobber, following the thought the bobber says to follow.
Oh, I'd take you some interesting places.
Yes, it will. Yes, sir, it will.
Yeah, and some interesting concepts.
I think that everyone that calls themselves a dowser should exercise that more than once a week. It will definitely let you see what's inside you. It will show you things that you didn't know you possessed. Kind of like playing the I Wonder game with a bunch of 4-year-olds. You're not looking for answers. You're just wondering. Because in wonderment, there is curiosity. And in curiosity, there is a childlike energy. Play in that energy more. Everyone takes life serious. It ain't. The more you start laughing at it, the more it responds with laughter. The more gratitude you throw around, the more compliments you throw around, the more you receive. Be what you choose to experience, and you choose to experience love. Be that in all things. Every physical scar you have is showing you that the light that you are cannot be contained in that physical body. That's a relief knowing that, isn't it? You can never contain all of you. None of us can. This vessel will not hold it.
That's for sure.
Water in your voice is a magical thing. The higher you vibrate, the more people can feel the magic. You could put the right vibrational frequency in water and turn it into medication. You can do that with your voice. You can turn it into all the nourishment that you ever need with your voice and your intention. Water and sunlight, you're just like a tree. If you learn, you can thrive on that. You are a vibrational frequency of everything you ingest. You're all of that commingling. And you think you know your thoughts. That's a curious thing. Thoughts. They're little bursts of energy that escape us milliseconds. And they're passed around like, I don't know what. Thousands of them in milliseconds being passed around. And like-hearted people gather like-hearted vibrational thoughts. Fear gathers fear thoughts. The higher you vibrate, the better the thoughts you have. The better the thoughts you have, the higher you vibrate. The higher you vibrate, your creating capacities increase. Don't obsess on it. Be it. Just be it. Find something to be grateful for. Then you're at the ultimate form of self-love and gratitude. Love of self. If you can't find nothing, think of something that brings you joy. Changing one thought is all it takes. When you pick up your dowsing instrument, you've programmed yourself. You don't have no great big rigmarole you go through. You pick up your dowsing instrument and your body goes into that state.
Mm-hmm.
Program your brain to find gratitude in everything. Then you're always in that state. Disconnect from the collective at least once a day to sort yourself out. Does everyone know how to do that?
No.
Take your hands, palms together right in front of your heart. Just rub them together in a circle. Like you're warming them up. And you feel that energy go through your shoulders and connect in your back. You have just made a complete circle around your heart. Now, left palm toward your chest, right palm away from you, hands back to back. Push.
Say that
and
one
breathe.
more time.
Push and breathe. Left palm toward your chest, right palm away, hands back to back. Push away. And breathe. You are now disconnected from the collective. How much better do you feel already? Kind of expansive, is it not?
Mm-hmm.
Now you have to sort you out. I highly suggest after you assist someone with a healing that you do that from their energy.
Oh, what do you mean do that from their energy?
Disconnect from it in the same fashion.
Oh, understood. Logical.
That way you leave them to sort themselves out. You don't have to nurture it. Breathe.
Is there
Go ahead.
is there a particular? You said once a day, and I've been since we talked a couple weeks ago. I've been doing it whenever I feel emotionally pulled into something.
Yeah.
And I've been trying to do it before I go to sleep. Are there particular times that you would recommend doing that?
Just whenever the notion strikes you. How much are you interacting with others? That's the biggest thing. If you're doing a face-to-face interaction, you're stepping back into the energy of it.
Well, here's something. I went to a gathering about a week and a half ago, and I purposely did not disconnect when I went, thinking, well, that will help me to be more one with the energy, the collective energy of the group. But I actually found that at some point I felt more disconnected than anything.
Yes. Please allow the energy that I be to coexist and commingle with all other energies in a flow. Please allow the highest vibrating being to dictate the flow. Thank you.
Thank you.
Then you're in a flow. And whatever energy that will be attracted by you will commingle with you. But there will be a flow. This is the biggest thing at gatherings most don't understand. They get this collective energy, but they don't know how to make it cohesive and flow.
Mm-hmm.
And when you're in that flow of the collective energy, then even if you're the highest vibrating, you dictate the flow. If something else is, maybe it's in the trees, well, then the trees win. And I can't think of a better flow to be in. Because anybody says they vibrate higher than a tree, you're going to have to put them in front of me. I can find out quick.
They'd be confused about other things too.
If he says he vibrates higher than a tree, put him on the phone with me. I'll find out real quick. I feel, I see, I hear. It's all the grand illusion from our misdirected education. In this time, direct your education. Learn what you are. You're omnipotent, omnipresent, omniscient. incredibly powerful. Are you willing to accept the responsibility of that?
Oh.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you very
And I give you my permission to use all of it. Share it. Because all you're going to do is make the world I live in a better place.
Mm-hmm.
And understand, I get called this one word more than anything else. And it is the greatest compliment that I ever received, I think. They called me crazy.
Thank you for sharing.
Thank you. Thank you. Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it was of any use to anyone, but the energy that surrounds me says it's of use to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely. Thank you very much.
Yes, ma'am. I thank you
you.
for your understanding that energy is in, no matter where it comes from.
Mm.
But when you step into the conduit that you really are, the tremendous energy you will accumulate will be phenomenal.
Way beyond the imagination.
Mm-hmm.
And I suggest everyone, daily, look yourself in the eyes in the mirror.
I do.
I forgive you. I forgive you.
Okay.
I give you permission to receive. We operated from a place of not knowing. Now we know. Thank you. And do that till the energy shifts in your body. And then hold on to the ride. All I ever do is ask. If I choose to know something, I ask. It's presented. It's given to me. You have a team of beings around you waiting on you to ask. Be polite. The more polite you are, the faster the results. And I don't need to know the problem. I just need to know how to get to the energy. And get the hell out of my own way. Because it's way more intelligent than I am. It knows what to ask. It knows what to facilitate. It knows everything. That's all I can tell you. This is where I play. And I ask for it. Thank you for allowing me to share, Mr. Don.
You're very welcome.
Oh, wonderful. Mm-hmm.
A walking encyclopedia of useless information until a question is presented. But is it truly useless? I can tell you what it's done for me since I've been playing in it. And in a short amount of time.
Don, are you going to say a blessing? Because I'm going to say goodnight.
Blessing. Blessing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I can do that now if everybody likes.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh. Oh.
Mm-hmm.
You think we got enough energy flowing for that then?
Yes.
Yeah, probably.
I am the power of I am divine love. The power of I am divine love, joy, peace, harmony, blessings, respect, enlightenment, prosperity, beauty, each and every healing color. The vibrations, frequency, and tones of the numbers 3, 6, 9, 995, 997. Your eternal, wonderful magnificence and the gratitude of Sarah flows through me. I am sending to each and every person who hears this, and to all of them and to all of theirs, unlimited, unconditional, the I am power of divine love, joy, peace, harmony, blessings, respect, enlightenment, prosperity, beauty, each and every healing color, the vibrations, frequencies, and tones of the numbers 3, 6, 9, 995, 997. Your magnificence and the gratitude of Sarah. Each and every one of you and all of yours. Oh,
Thank you, Don.
you're very welcome.
Thank you, Don.
You're very, very welcome.
Mm-hmm.
That was real nice of you.
Good night now. Take care. Thank you, Don. Thank you, Bubba, for all your knowledge and your sharing. It was
Yes.
wonderful. And Don, your prayer, I could feel it from the bottom of my feet to the top of my head.
Yeah, that blessing
Wow.
does something, doesn't it?
Yeah, it really does.
Mhm.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Take care. Good night.
Good night. Mm-hmm.
So, I guess we all learned something.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Mr. Don.
Okay.
It's time for my shower.
Okay.
You have a wonderful evening, ladies. Thank you for allowing me to run off at the mouth.
Thank you, Baba.
Thanks, Baba.
Yes, ma'am.
Wonderful. Wonderful.
Okay.
Okay,
Okay, well, I think I'm going to call